Hey guys, welcome back to MMA Library. Today in MMA and UFC news, Alex Pereira is known for his explosive punches that have left opponents staring at the stars, and whether it be a young Adesanya or Sean Strickland, it's safe to say you don't want to be on the other side of his hooks. A clip was recently uploaded to Alex Pereira's Instagram where he almost KO'd his coach. Here's the footage. Let's hope Pereira saves the rest of those punches for the yet-to-be-announced title fight with Adesanya in the future. Dominick Cruz recently had an interview with the Schmo and gave his opinion on the UFC's business idea behind the upcoming fight between Nate Diaz and Khamzat Chimaev. Cruz had this to say.
Speaking of never knowing what they're thinking, they just made Nate Diaz against Khamzat Chimaev. When you heard that news, what's your reaction to that fight?
Well, again, you got Diaz. He's said a lot. And again, how big is Diaz following? It's huge. He's got a huge following. So you want to put him against a guy that doesn't have a very big following while Diaz is on the end of his contract. Again, it's about business for the UFC. So if you get Khamzat to beat Diaz, then you kind of sort of get Diaz's following to Khamzat, and Khamzat's going to be there. He's been active. What the UFC wants is they like active fighters, guys that are fighting 2, 3, 4 times a year for cheap amounts of money. Khamzat's that, Chito Vera's that. They fight a lot and they fight for very cheap, and so that's why they make these matchups.
So business is booming.
Business is booming for the UFC. They know exactly what they're doing. They're geniuses.
Yeah. What do you guys think about Dominick's comments? Have the UFC been able to pull off another great business move? Let us know in the comments. At the media day for UFC London, Curtis Blaydes gave his opinion on how he believes a match between Jon Jones and Stipe Miocic would go. Curtis states, Jon, he hasn't shown that one-punch knockout power. What he has shown, he is extremely creative. He'll hit you with elbows, knees, teeps, all types of different stuff. Even on the ground, he's aggressive. He's looking for submissions. He's looking to drop elbows. He brings a lot to the table, but the biggest thing he doesn't have is the power. I think that's always the equalizer. I would pick Stipe to win this just because he's been in 5-round heavyweight fights multiple times, and he's shown one-punch power when he knocked out Fabricio Verdum, when he knocked out Alistair Overeem. Of course, this didn't sit very well with Jones, so he took to Twitter to hit back at Curtis, tweeting, Jon doesn't have one-punch knockout power or 5-round championship experience, that's why he'll lose to Stipe. Bro, you literally sound ridiculous. A fan tweeted to Jon saying, let them talk, they hate on what they can't be. Jon responded to the fan tweeting, that's real. Dude talking about being in the top 5 since 2018, like that's a good thing. Jon responded with, focus on your fight this weekend, Tiny. You've been rooting against me for years now. I see you. Hating on me won't propel you into being champion. Less hate, more work. Chael Sonnen recently took to YouTube to talk about a potential comeback for Daniel Cormier. Cormier has recently hinted at a comeback for a title fight in recent interviews, and Chael had this to say.
I'm just wondering the sincerity of Daniel, because it never gets out of your head, guys. Never. I get something more than anything. I get something called Olympic fever. Every 4 years, I do a comeback in my head. I get the whole thing. Get my workouts over here at the high school, get in shape to go out to Clackamas. Once I get in shape at Clackamas, I'm going to go to Oregon State, join the RTC, get a few good months. I mean, I do it every time. It has not been realistic for decades. Do it every time. And maybe Daniel's just living some of that and he did it in front of him. I'm just asking the question, where was he on that? Why did Blachowicz and Glover and anybody else with a heartbeat not take that opportunity? Not come out and blast him. It's not because they're gentlemen at all. Because they didn't see it as an opportunity. They didn't see it as a shot. They didn't see it a punch in their face. They didn't see somebody trying to swoop in and take everything that they had earned, which is exactly what it was. So you don't have a fight. You know, fight. You got no back and forth. We got no reason to do it. All right. Daniel, though, I want to stay on the topic because he's talking about Jon Jones again. And Daniel just said, I just read this interview. It was great. He said, I'm still talking about Jon. I'm not over Jon. I'm never going to be over Jon. The guy's a cheater. And there does appear to be something that has just stuck with him.
What do you guys think about a potential comeback for DC? Has the ship sailed? Or could he return and fight for the light heavyweight belt? Let us know in the comments. In a recent interview with ESPN, Paddy Pimblett spoke about his upcoming fight against Jordan Leavitt this weekend at UFC London.
The funniest thing is, his head's going to fall off when he walks out. He's only ever fought in the Apex. He's never fought with a crowd. He's never fought with 17,000 people supporting the other person. His head's going to fall off, lad. Like, it wouldn't surprise me if you just have to get a mop out to clean up off the mat after the batter him.
Can you continue to fight exactly the way you are against everybody, or is there going to be a difference in your style a little bit when you start to face the absolute top guys of this division?
Of course, you'd have to evolve, you know what I mean? And I've evolved even from my last fight. I know I have. Funny thing is, he's going to come out, try and single leg me and hold on to a single leg. I've been training with I have a Division 1 wrestler come over from my camps, lad, Chael Sonnen. He fights at welterweight. He's a Division 1 wrestler out of North Carolina. He wrestled at 84 kilo. You think this crab is going to even test me when it comes to wrestling? Lad, it's mad, lad. People think he's got good grappling, he hasn't. He's just a weirdo, just like me. I'm a weirdo, so I out-weirdo him.
Is it going to be one of those situations where you said before that if he has any measure, any degree of success against you on Saturday, that you were going to be very frustrated with yourself? Yeah,
anything. Like, Luigi Vendramini knocks him out and submits him. Kazula Vargas knocks him out. He'd probably out-grapple Vargas, yeah, but he probably wouldn't even finish him. He'd just top of him for 3 rounds and do nothing and make it a boring fight. The type of fighter he is. He doesn't come to win. He comes not to lose. I dare him to sign stand with me. I do. I dare him to stand with me, and we'll see who goes down first.
Charles Oliveria recently stated in an interview that he's willing to start the fight against Islam Makhachev on October 22nd on his back, and says he will have no problem if Makhachev decides to take him down. Charles states, I'm going to his home where they wanted the fight, where they think they will beat me. I know I'm the biggest problem of this division. No one's dumb, right? Every guy Islam fought was a striker, and he took them down, and I went toe-to-toe with every guy I fought, and only took them down to make things happen after I hurt them on the feet. Islam is fighting the worst problem of the division, Charles Oliveira. You want to start the fight on the ground? I'll start playing guard. It won't make any difference to me. Again, I'm telling everyone this. I'm the division's biggest problem, and you're not understanding. I don't care who it is and when it is. If you want to trade on the feet, come for it. I have firepower in my hands. If you want to take me down, do it. When you're fighting someone that will only take you down, you have to train what you do best. People don't get it. I don't know if they're stupid or dumb. Islam has some striking, but he takes everybody down. Every guy he's fought are strikers who are afraid of getting taken down. I'm not afraid of getting taken down. Islam has a lot to worry about what he's going to do. I have no weight over me, nothing. I'm 100% at what he does best. I have the record for the most submissions in UFC history, and I have firepower in my hands. What do you guys think about Oliveira's comments? This fight has the potential to be an all-out war. Guys, thanks so much for checking out the video. If you like the content we do here on this channel, don't forget to like and subscribe to MMA Library for all the latest MMA and UFC news. We'll see you in the next video.